What is up, guys? It's your boy here, Jersey Flex, back with another amazing video. As you guys could tell by the title of this video, today we are going to be talking about Trenbolone. Okay, this is part number 3 of a docu-series here on YouTube that I've been making for you guys called A Guide to Anabolic Steroids. So now we're going to be diving into the steroid profiles, and I wanted to start with the very infamous Trenbolone. So without wasting too much time, I'm going to ask that you guys go crush that subscribe button if you guys are new to this channel. If you're a returning subscriber, thanks for being faithful to this channel. Stay tuned, and if you guys haven't watched part 1 and 2, go check that out. And also down in the description, I have a link to Vintage Muscle, which is a company I'm partnered with that sells quality pro hormones. Check them out. Without wasting any more time, we're going to roll the intro and start discussing everything you want to know about Trenbolone. So let's roll that. Boom.
Maybe it's a new beginning. Maybe it's the start of where it ends. I know. There's no going back, and I'm loving the chase.
Alright guys, welcome back to the video. As you guys could see from every single video that I make, in my intro video I have a little medical disclaimer that I leave for anybody watching my content. I'm not a doctor, I'm just a gym bro. I wear a gold chain, not a stethoscope, so please, if you guys are about to partake in any of the dumb shit that I mention inside these videos, make sure that you guys speak to a medical professional first. This video is strictly intended for entertainment and educational purposes only. This is not medical advice. Go to a damn doctor, dude. So let's kind of discuss a little bit about Tren, because Tren was something that I mentioned in the previous part of this series where I discussed strength cycles. I think anybody out there that has dabbled with Trenbolone can speak for itself that Tren makes you really damn strong. Okay, let's say you're bench pressing, you're squatting, doing dumbbell pressing, whatever it may be, even dumbbell curls, anything, especially with free weights, with machines, you feel like you can max out the whole damn machine. It gives you an ungodly strength. I mean, it's just, it feels different. It literally feels like you're bending the bar in your hands. It gives you an aggression to your workouts. You're just like, go, go, go. It's just an unbelievable feeling. But what's also unbelievable is the amount of damn side effects that Trenbolone can give. So let's kind of discuss some of the results you can expect, some of the dosing, and also some of these side effects, because this is really a steroid profile that I'm making here on Tren for this series. So let's discuss a little bit about the dosing before we dive into the real meaty information about Tren that you guys want to know. Okay, Tren is one of those rare, unique steroids where you can get a lot out of it with very little dose, okay, with a very small dose rather. So even 50 milligrams, 100 milligrams a week will make you stronger, more vascular, better performance, better muscle growth, better protein synthesis, just with 50 to 100 milligrams a week. You don't even really need to be pushing 200, 400, 600 like some people do. So as I mentioned previously in the other parts of this video, you want to have a testosterone base, because Tren will shut you down. You need the testosterone base in order to have conversion to estrogen, so you need estradiol, and Tren has no conversion to estrogen. It's selective in nature, and you need that conversion for basic estrogen and healthy bodily functions. So whenever you do Trenbolone, you want to have a test base accompanied alongside with your Trenbolone, period. No exceptions to that. It's just the way it is, buddy. So me personally, when I have ran Tren, I have never gone above 200 milligrams a week, because for me personally, I feel like I get too many of the anger side effects above 200 milligrams. So I keep it between that sweet spot of 50 to 100 milligrams a week. Maybe I'll touch 200 for a little while, but I really keep it at that. and some guys will run 400, 600. It really just depends on the person who is taking it, because some people are so damn sensitive to Trenbolone and the side effects, which I'm about to dive into explaining those, that they just can't go above those doses. Now, some people are blessed and more fortunate. They can push 600 with a gram of test and be perfectly fine. And that brings me to the 2-to-1 ratio. You always want to keep your testosterone higher than your Trenbolone. So if you're doing 400 or 500 tests, you can do up to 100 to 200 Tren. But the higher the Tren, the higher the test, and vice versa. But you want to keep your test base about 2/3, if not double, what your Tren dose is in that cycle, in that little blast that you're doing. A blast is when you're doing a cycle. Cruise is just when you're taking regular baseline healthy testosterone dosage to just be healthy. So that's that with the dosing. And some people keep this in mind as well. Some people stay away from Tren altogether because these side effects are so extreme that regardless of the dose of Tren, they're just so damn sensitive to prolactin, progesterone, all the other, things that it's exasperating, that they just cannot handle Tren altogether. So they just stay away from it. So that being said, let's discuss the side effects. You will be incredibly aroused by a bunch of shit. I mean, you will stay away from adult films, stay away from that crap, I promise, because it forms an addiction to those things. Stay away from any kind of hyper sexual activity that is coming from Trenbolone, because that is definitely something that spikes big time. I mean, you'll be attracted to a hole in the wall, for crying out loud, and I'm literally being honest. And one of the other things that Tren does, which this is actually a pretty nice side effect, is the confidence increase. You'll get a tremendous, massive confidence boost from being on Trenbolone. I'm talking like, you'll see a cute girl, whatever, walk by, you'll go up to her and say hi without even thinking twice about it. If that was not so much part of your personality before, on Tren, it will be. You'll just go say hi with confidence. A lot of the things that you think about in your mind that you typically wouldn't say but want to say, you'll just say it, and you'll say it with confidence. It makes you feel like the man, like it just gives you this man boost. That's definitely the thing. And I do have one buddy of mine who's very particular on taking Tren, and he always says the same thing: Tren makes me into a better man. It's true. I mean, I personally love the compound. But so now, what about the negatives? Because there's massive negatives that we're about to get into. Is the anger. Okay, not only does it make you more confident, but you're going to get angry at things that you typically would be upset about, but it's literally going to put you on the level where you want to break someone's face off. Let's be honest here. Somebody eating the cookie that you left on the table is enough for it to play with your mind and say, why did they do that? Why did they touch my food? How dare they? They disrespected me. I'm going to go teach them a lesson about disrespect. And you go to them, you start talking to them, they try to argue with you back, and you say, why are they arguing with me? Why are they doing this? And you just want to, for lack of a better word, you want to break their face off. And someone who's normal, not doing this psychoactive compound, is not going to break someone's face off because the other person ate the cookie off the damn table. I mean, it's just that. And that's where you go on these Reddit forums and you hear these crazy stories about guys, smashing a TV on top of their wife's head because they got angry. Bodybuilders and their roid rage, cut someone off in traffic and smashed into a freaking guardrail, got out of the car and beat the shit out of the guy. Those are all the things that really come from Tren. I mean, there's not, Tren is the compound where all those typical stereotype side effects that you hear about steroids, they're all from Tren stories, to be 100% honest with you. It's the one compound that hits the nail on the head with every typical stereotype roid rage story. So that's probably one of the biggest side effects, is the anger. Now, the other side effects that I have to mention is it makes you more sensitive to absolutely everything. Estrogenic activity, prolactin, everything. You might lactate in your nipples. You might get gyno from it, hair loss. It'll just bind to every single receptor and make you more sensitive to absolutely everything. It is so damn powerful. So you're going to have mood swings, not only with anger, but you're going to get sad, depressed. It plays with your head. It's a very psychoactive thing. So, if you're sensitive to it, that's a dangerous thing. It's even labeled the suicide compound because of, a lot of bodybuilders developing mental health issues because of it. So be mindful of the fact it can give side effects. And there's going to be people that comment in this video, I take it and it gives me no side effects. It all depends on the person. So some people might be 100% fine taking 600 megs a week. Some people might feel like complete raw dog shit with just 50 milligrams a week. All depends on the person. So another thing is the Trensomnia, which I'm currently making this video around 12 o'clock p.m. So to kind of give you guys an idea, it keeps you up at night. That's one of the things about Tren that you guys should know. Trouble sleeping, big time, one of the big side effects. It keeps you awake. And one of the other side effects, alongside with everything that I mentioned, the fact that it binds to all the receptors you could expect, acne, hair loss, gyno, those are all part of the side effects. Same with anything that really converts to estrogen or DHT related, sensitive to the hair follicles. So also the nightmares, very lucid dreams, crazy dreams about crazy shit that you don't want to be dreaming about will happen with Trenbolone. So be careful of that. And something that I should have mentioned when I talked about the dosing is the two different kinds of esters that you can typically find this in, as well as the methylated version. So you have your Tren Ace, which stays in your system for less time, but you have to inject it more frequently, like every other day kind of thing. But the nice thing about it is if you're having real bad Tren side effects, it'll wear off in 1 or 2 days, 3 days. Whereas if you're taking Tren E, those side effects will go on for about a week or 2 before it dissipates out of your system. So, but you have to inject it less, once or twice a week. So that's the nice thing about Tren E. Both have pros and cons. Then you have just about the most toxic oral on the planet, which is methylated Tren, which is oral pill forms of Tren, which you don't have to inject. But Tren is already something extremely liver toxic, organ toxic, kidney toxic. And to make it even more toxic by putting it in an oral, in my opinion, don't be lazy. Don't take the easy way out. If you're gonna do it like a foolish idiot, again, contact your doctor. Do the injectable. I mean, Arnold Schwarzenegger, all the greats of all time, the greatest bodybuilders of all time, they did not take the easy way out. Just put it in a damn syringe. I mean, but this is, like I said, not medical advice. This is theoretical educational talk if someone were to do it. Nobody is going to do the methylated form if they're really dedicated to this. I mean, it's just stupid. It's really stupid. Increasing toxicity for no reason. So anyways, one of the other side effects, which that kind of leads into it, is the extreme kidney toxicity. So drink plenty of water. Do not run this compound longer than 6 to 8 weeks maximum, in my opinion. 4 weeks is enough, honestly. Even 2 to 3 weeks, you're going to get benefits out of it. You're going to get stronger for those 2 to 3 weeks, put on some gains, keep some of it when you go back on TRT, or just keep going at a higher level of test. So it's really one of those awesome compounds. And one of the other things you can expect from Tren is it's one of the very few compounds where you can build muscle and burn body fat at the same time. The binding effect that it has on the glycemic index will make you literally melt carbs off your body incredibly well. So that's what makes this compound so extremely versatile. You can build muscle, you can lose fat, you can use it in the off season to just become a mass monster and build muscle and strength. You can use it for prepping for a bodybuilding show or photo shoot and get extremely shredded while keeping almost all of your muscle mass, if not gaining some while you're getting leaned out. It's just an amazingly versatile compound. The one thing that it is really bad for, though, is your cardiovascular and endurance health. It's not going to make you a good runner. It's going to make you a worse runner. Your endurance, your stamina is going to be ass. You're going to be out of breath going up steps, out of breath when you're running. It's not something that's good for your cardiovascular or your cholesterol levels, which is another one of the side effects. It'll skew with your lipid panel. Not a good thing. So also, Keeping that in mind, it can lead to, and this is most steroids, for crying out loud, it's going to skew your cholesterol panel, as well as give enlarging of the heart. You know, your heart's a soft muscle tissue. That's a common side effect with most steroids, like Anavar and so on, and even testosterone, which is the base steroid. I mean, so that is something to keep in mind too, one of the side effects. Also, elevated red blood cell counts. So for anybody who's an inexperienced steroid user, which this whole guide, this whole series is about educating you guys all about anabolics. So very periodically, you're going to want to, when I say periodic, every 3 to 4 months or so, if you're a regular all-time user who's always on TRT, you're going to want to donate blood every couple months or so. So that way it's almost like an oil change, because steroids, regardless of the compound, they increase your red blood cell and your hemoglobin count. So when they become too elevated, your blood becomes really thick. So basically you could think about donating blood as almost like an oil change. You're filtering out all those old red blood cells so your body can make new ones. And that prevents the blood from becoming too pasty and thick, because remember, you're creating red blood cells at a faster rate than normal. So flushing them out and allowing your body to create new ones keeps the blood thinner and healthier and prevents for too much buildup of red blood cell. So, but having just the right amount, even a little bit more elevated, is good, because you're receiving better oxygen, better energy, better strength, better output levels with athletic activities. So now, bringing it back to the real side effects is the Tren sweats as well. So I've heard a lot of people mention this, but me, when I'm on Tren, I tend to eat a lot of carbohydrates because I'm just hungry all the time. But one of the side effects is the Tren sweats. And one of the ways I've heard to mitigate this is by limiting the amount of carbohydrates you consume. So by doing so, your body is able to not sweat as much, because basically what happens is when you have carbohydrates in your muscle, your glycogen levels are elevated, your body's burning that blood sugar because of the Tren. It's binding to your glycemic index, and also you hold a certain amount of water for every gram of carbohydrate that you consume. So it only makes sense, more carbs, more water retention. Tren is burning carbs. Tren is also making you sweat out that water. You're holding water. You're going to sweat more if you eat more carbohydrates while you're on Tren. But there's guys that have night sweats. They sweat in the middle of the night like a dog. Then they wake up in a puddle of sweat from a shitty dream that they had from Tren, where they in their dream they murdered their entire family. They wake up in a panic, and this is a lucid dream that feels real. It feels like you're in the dream. It's a total mind-blowing experience. So if you guys are very sensitive to the compound, keep that in mind when you're thinking about your dosing. So and that's the thing. The greater the compound, being that it's such a powerful steroid, the greater the side effects. And that's really the rule of thumb. And also, the greater the dose, the greater the side effects. So keep the dose to a minimum. Less is more. If you're able to get more vascular, more shredded, more strength, more muscle with a smaller dose, do that. Less toxicity on your organs, less strain on your heart, and you're still getting the result that you want. Unless you're making extreme money on this, competing in the US Open for powerlifting, or being the next Mr. Olympia, and there's a shit ton of money on the line, it's not worth harming your mortality for that. Take as much as you need to achieve the goals that you want to achieve and look good on the beach, and that's it. You don't have to get to an early grave just because, when there was not even money on the line. It's not even your career. You're not a fitness model. You're just doing it to look good on a beach. It doesn't make sense to hurt yourself physically. So that's my personal advice on dosing and the whole side effects thing as a whole. So keep the anger in check. You got the night sweats. You have increased side effects of estrogen because it makes you sensitive to it, and so on and so forth. So, but what are the results you can really expect from Tren? Wow. You could expect to increase your bench press within the first week or two of taking Tren, to be honest with you. If it's not increasing the amount of reps, it's going to be increasing the weight by at least 20 pounds on a bench press within the first couple weeks, I mean, you know, if you hit a plateau, Tren is the magic bullet to get you the hell out of that little plateau. Like, it is powerful, man. And you know, the gains, if you eat enough calories, you're gonna get absolutely massive. And it's a lot different than testosterone, because testosterone doesn't really give you a juiced out, you know, juice head kind of look, that steroid kind of look, unless you take an extremely high dose of testosterone. Testosterone will make you look like a bigger, stronger version of yourself, but could still potentially be natural. Whereas Tren, it'll make you look roided out. Like, it just will make you look sauced to the gills. It gives you that juice head look, and it, alongside with every side effect you could think of from steroids. So, you know, those are really the results. You're going to break your plateaus with strength gains. You're going to increase mass more than you've ever done before, unless you've taken Tren before, because like after a certain amount of time, you even plateau with Tren if you've been taking it so regularly. But it is really the best compound out there for fitness models, actors who want that like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson kind of look. It'll definitely give you that. So, you know, alongside with HGH, which we all know he's taken. So, but I hope this video kind of covered all the basics of Tren, and there's just so much to talk about the compound that I can make this video go on for an hour, but I don't think the audience would really appreciate that, so I'm going to kind of leave it like that. Leave comments down below if you have further questions about Trenbolone. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I love you guys, and this is the end of part 3. In part 4, we are going to be talking about Anavar. So I know you guys out there want to hear about Anavar. Even the very few women that watch this channel, that's the one compound you guys can actually take, Anavar. But it's also incredibly awesome for men and bodybuilders too. Awesome pumps and nitrogen retention with Anavar. So part 4 is going to be a real special video for you guys. So stay tuned. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I'm your boy Jersey Flex. We're going to roll that outro. Boom. No!